This is Igbo area.
Welcome to Nnewi, an exploration into the small Igbo town with Africa's richest citizens. If you were to go to Nnewi today and drink a cup of water, I assure you it would taste the same as one you are used to. So would a plate of jollof rice or a mound of apple at the local buka. Mosquitoes also exist here, as does sporadic electricity. So, in short, Nnewi is a mirror reflection of any other Nigerian town, except for one major difference. Relative to size, Nnewi, Anambra's second largest city, has produced more millionaires to date than anywhere else in Africa. The Igbo, who sometimes refer to themselves as the Jews of Africa, have entrepreneurship in their blood. They have built themselves from the ground up with little help from the government after a controversial policy left them all with £20 each, regardless of their bank balance at the end of the Civil War in 1970.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more updates.
First of all, I want to say Igbos are industrious, and we will be talking about several Igbo towns. For now, we are looking at Nnewi. So let's continue. But Nnewi was already on the map before this, and we will go back to right where it all started, namely with one man, Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu. Shortly before Nigeria's independence in 1960, Louis Odumegwu Ojukwu, the city's most famous indigene, reportedly Nigeria's first black millionaire and founding president of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, was knighted by Queen Elizabeth II. The royal honor came after he helped the British during the World War II with his fleet of trucks. He was so wealthy that during the Queen's visit in 1956, she was chauffeured around in his Rolls Royce, apparently the only one in the country at the time, on the request of the colonial administration. And just in case you think we are making up things, look at the screen. Ojukwu made his money by importing dried fish for resale and diversifying into textiles, cement and transport. When he died a year later, his wealth was an estimated $4 billion in today's economic value. His son, Chukwuemeka, who also ended up as a billionaire, returned from Oxford University at 22 with a master's degree in history and led his fellow Igbos into the Nigerian Civil War as the head of the secessionist state of Biafra in 1967. Their hometown, Nnewi, has been nicknamed the Japan of Africa because Nnewi is famous as a hub for automobile spare parts dealers and most recently, Innocent, Nigeria's first indigenous car assembly plant. The town is almost known for its factories that manufacture household goods and is home to the biggest road transport companies in the country. Nnewi, with a little over 2 million residents, is a 30-minute drive from Onitsha, the biggest outdoor market in West Africa, on the banks of the Niger River. In transportation alone, they stand head above shoulders above any one single location in all of West Africa. All roads at one time may have led to Rome, but if you are into moving people or goods from point A to B, you eventually one day will know Nnewi. Here are a few of their dominant players. Then, Chidebere Transport Limited, Ikene Dilichukwu Nigeria Limited, Ijeoma Motors Nigeria Limited, Ekesen Motors Limited, Izuchukwu Nigeria Limited, Nswedo Transport Limited, Orizu Transport Limited, Blue Base Transport Solutions, Izuoka Kanedo Limited, UBI Logistic and Transport Limited, Nwachineke Limited Door-to-Door Charter Service, In addition to this total domination in the mass transit sphere, the town has produced a slew of other top-notch players in all aspects of industry in Nigeria. We have picked 10 just randomly and in no particular order to buttress our point. Needless to say, each have more money than some banks do. They are all millionaires regardless of what currency you want to count in. Cletus Ibeto. The Ibeto Group has been described as the largest industrial enterprise in southeast Nigeria. It is a conglomerate dealing in hospitality, motor products, real estate, petrochemicals, agriculture, and cement. Cosmas Maduka, one of the country's foremost car dealerships, Koscharis Group, is the brainchild of a man who lost his father at 4 and had to drop out of school to sell akara beans cakes. Innocent Chukwuma is the founder of Innocent Nigeria Limited, which produces sport utility vehicles, commercial buses, and passenger cars at the first indigenous assembly plant in Nigeria. Gabriel Chukwuma, the elder brother of Innocent, Gabriel invested in sports, real estate, and hospitality. Alexander Chika Okafor, Chikasen Industries and one of its products, A to Z Petroleum, are household names in Nigeria. The conglomerate has made significant inroads in the mining, manufacturing, and real estate in Nigeria and Sierra Leone. Augustine Iludibe, now late. An orphan and a mass server in the Catholic Church, young Iludibe was gifted £35 by one of the priests, and he initially invested in motor spare parts trading. By the 60s, he pioneered the interstate luxury bus transport service. For years, he was the sole importer of these buses. After helping organize vehicles for the Biafran side during the Civil War, he established the hugely popular Ekene Deleshuku Transport, his main cash cow, and later diversified into brewery and agriculture. Ifeanyi Uba, the flamboyant businessman, funded parts of Goodluck Jonathan's campaign ahead of 2015 presidential polls and unsuccessfully ran for the governorship of his home state Anambra in 2014, but he won a Senate seat in 2019. His wealth comes from investment in oil and gas, and as well as exploration of motor spare parts, and recently from sales of football players. In June 2015, he also bought Gabros Football Club for 500 million naira and renamed it Ifeanyi Oba FC. Louis Anwubenu, the head honcho of Louis Carter Industries, is into manufacturing car batteries and pipe fittings, agriculture, food processing, real estate. By the age of 30, he was already a Naira millionaire. The headquarters of his conglomerate sits in the Carter Industrial Estate, spanning many acres in Nnewi. Obiajolo Uzodike. Nigeria is one of the foremost cable producers in the world due to many indigenous manufacturers across the southeast. One of the top cable companies is Kutis Nigeria, whose founder Obiajolo Uzodike cut his teeth in the business as a staff at the US-based aircraft and military wires and accessories company. In this juncture, I believe we should have made our point as to how amazing this town is. We've also narrowed their blue ribbon accomplishments to a few important but often overlooked factors. First was to remain standing on the shoulders of greatness. From the very moment they realized that they were a major player in the motor parts and transportation industry, they have not rested on their laurels. Rather, each subsequent generation has taken over the baton of success and has run with it. A classic example is how, rather than being content to just service trucks and cars, they expanded to motorcycles, as well as now also dominate that field from Dakar to Douala. Secondly is pushing development. Long before market development committees were formed in other regions of the southeast, Nnewi has already not just done this, but actually set things in motion. For instance, Abuedo, a forest which belonged to the Edo Nnewi deity, was cleared to make way for a new market called Nnewi Market. They understood where culture and belief had to meet the need for prosperity halfway or even take the back seat. The development of this market propelled the fast development of the local economy. So decades ago, Nnewi had already accomplished what others are still haggling about. Furthermore, despite their successes in all these aforementioned areas of West Africa's economy, the citizenry has not relented on their traditional occupations. This would be the farming and selling of produce. Therefore, they depend mainly on agriculture and commerce for their other livelihood. Most Nnewians has mbubo, home gardens, and ubi, outstation gardens, where they usually cultivate their farm products. These crops, when they are harvested, are usually taken to the market for sale. Most of the prime cash crops include oil palm, raffia palms, groundnuts, melon, cotton, cocoa, rubber, maize, etc. Food crops such as yam, cassava, cocoyam, breadfruit, and three-leaf yam are also produced in large quantities. The location of Nnewi within the tropical rainforest gives it the ecological base for the production of a wide range of tropical agriculture crops with widespread potential for the industrial convention. This infusion of cheap food and extra cash has only helped bolster an already strong economy and make it very bullish. Finally, we have also identified that despite their entrepreneurship and commerce and the thousands of youths that partake in the Igbo apprenticeship culture, the community still takes a formal education very seriously and boasts of a literacy level way above the national standard. They have instilled the importance of bettering yourself in the youth right from the kindergarten level and have provided an extensive infrastructure when it comes to schools. In addition to the myriad private schools, they also have government institutions like Okungu Memorial Grammar School, Maria Regina Secondary School, Nnewi High School, Akobwezemu Community Secondary School, Anglican Girls Secondary School, and Nnewi Community Secondary School. But the cherry on top is that the illustrious sons and daughters of the soil also donate regularly and generously to a slew of scholarship programs to ensure that the needy are not left out from progressing. Based on all of these observations and the continued hard work and effervescent spirit of Nnewi indigents, we predict that while others will do their best to equal this amazing feat of success, Nnewi will continue to be mentioned as a small city that produces big people for a long time to come. This story about Nnewi's success is to inspire us, all Igbos, to go further. If you have materials on your area, Igbo land, please send to Igbo Area TV on our numbers. Igbos are great people, and we are proud to announce their successes. We'd like to add one more thing on Nnewi before we go. We also want to remind you that Nnewi is a place where women rival men riding Okada. Many people often wonder why there are so many women riding Okada in Nnewi town in Anambra State. In this report by MichaelOvat, it is a typical Nigerian city with a hustle and bustle of a commercial hub where the business activities run full throttle on a normal day as millions of naira exchange hands between businessmen and their customers. Welcome to Nnewi, a commercial heartbeat of Anambra State, where you are more likely to see more motorcycles than a car. And wait for this, the probability is as high as 95% that the rider would be a woman. Not because women are bad Okada riders, but simply because women outnumber their male counterparts among the motorbike riders of Nnewi, as according to this report. Nnewi, not local government, is our focus still. Nnewi North local government has 4 autonomous quarters: Otolo, Uruagu, Umudim, and Nnewichi. The city is governed by a traditional ruler known as Igwe, while every autonomous community in Nnewi Central has an Obi, individual community's traditional ruler. For example, the Obi of Otolo, who is invariably the Igwe, is the head of all the Obis and the holder of the Ofo, the cultural, political, and religious symbol of leadership. The present Igwe of Nnewi, Igwe Kenneth Onyeneke Orizu III, is one of the longest-serving monarchs and a highly respected first-class chief in Anambra State. Igweship in Nnewi is by inheritance, thus the mantle of leadership is neither electable or negotiable. Power is transferred from the king to his son. Annually, the Igwe holds a cultural festival known as Ofala to celebrate his coronation. This festival is attended by dignitaries from within and outside the country. While trying to explain why there are many women riding motorbikes in Nnewi, some people have proffered different ideas to the story. Some say the motorbikes are part of the requirements by the prospective bride for the family of their daughter's prospective husband. Another school of thought says that the reason for the ubiquitous one in Nnewi, the motorbikes, is because the city has thriving motorbike industry, and being a commonplace, it is often given as gifts to customers, friends, and others. Marriage in Nnewi. However, it may not be out of place for the intending grooms to give a motorbike to their intending wife during their marriage rites. In Nnewi, there are three types of marriages. In the traditional marriages, which usually take place in the house of the bride, the white wedding, held in a registry office and which allows only one wife, and the religious marriage. The official marriage ceremony is called Igbankwu, which is the Igbo word for the traditional marriage ceremony before the woman is given in marriage to the husband. Speaking on the later school of thought about the motorbike being on the list of items given to a prospective husband, a staff of the transport company of Anambra State Trackers, Mr. Ejike Ogochukwu, who is married to an Nnewi woman, said the argument is not valid. He said, Nnewi being an industrial and commercial city where auto engines are manufactured and a thriving market for motorbikes, people, irrespective of their gender, could afford one or two for themselves as a way of meeting their transport needs. Yes, and also recently Nnewi has started producing motorcycles. Nnewi is a business city with a lot of economic activities going on a daily basis by businessmen and women. Next to Onitsha, it is an economic hub for commerce, industry, and trade in Anambra State. There are numerous large and small markets in the town, including Nnewi, which is one of the largest auto and motorcycle spare parts market in Nigeria. Also, the majority of residents of Nnewi are traders who specialize in assembling of auto and motorcycle spare parts. The motorcycle market at Nnewi has grown to the extent that every household owns one. So it can be given as a gift to loved ones, business partners, and friends, and as a way of providing service support to customers, one Ogochukwu said. A civil servant in the state who hails from Otolo Nnewi, Ms. Kate Nwachukwu, on her part said the motorbike being used as a means of transport by both single and married women has nothing to do with the requirements listed by parents of prospective brides for their daughters' suitors. Be that as it may be, the motorbike is very important in the life of Nnewi women, and anyone who plans to come to Nnewi either on a visit or to live there must expect the women too could ride motorbikes for their personal transport needs. Typically, people of Nnewi love to move around on motorcycles. In fact, every household in Nnewi is believed to own at least two lightweight Nwanyi Nnewi, as it is usually called, motorcycles. Some families are said to have up to 5 or 6 motorbikes, she added. Mrs. Nwachukwu, however, sees the brighter side of the motorbike saga, as she concluded that the brighter the use of motorcycle gives easy access to areas where the city with poor roads network, where cars find difficult to navigate. It is also said that the availability of the motorbikes at affordable prices is responsible for its presence everywhere in the city. You know, there was a time containers carrying motorcycles, spare parts, and motorcycles are only opened in Nnewi. Meanwhile, this container has come to Lagos. People had to come to Nnewi, buy these motorcycles, take it back to Lagos or any part of the country. Whatever may be the real reason for the love of motorbikes by women of Nnewi, it may not be a bad idea for the average visitor to the city to join the bandwagon because, as they say, if you can't beat them, then join them.
Thanks for watching Igbo Area TV. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also click the bell icon. Like our Facebook page. Join our Facebook group. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Bye for now.